Time now for your forewarned weather.
Welcome on back, everybody. Let's get you started with a look at the sunrise yesterday at the Black Desert Resort. Really pretty colors there, and as it gets higher in the sky and the temperatures warm up, it allows those clouds to really start to form with the lift and the moisture present. Moisture is going to push further into the state. We'll talk about that here in just a sec, but let's take a look at those temperatures first. We have 70s down in southern Utah, 72 degrees in Hanksville. That's pretty warm. 71 in Lake Powell, 72 in St. George as well. And then we have 50s and 60s for our valleys across the state. The eastern side of the state looking at 60s as well. Let's take a look at what to expect for your September 10th. It's Wednesday, and it's going to be a gusty one. Winds out of the south in the teens, gusts even higher than that. Temperatures warming up through the afternoon, eventually topping out in the upper 80s. And that cloud coverage is also going to increase throughout the afternoon, and we can't rule out a shower either. The winds are going to really start to pick up right around 9 o'clock this morning. These are wind gusts at that time in the 20s for a lot of places and teens otherwise. And then as we get into the afternoon hours, it's going to continue to increase until we have 30s on the west desert. We can see 30s up here in the north as well, maybe even periods where gusts hit 40 miles an hour. So it's going to be quite a blustery day. Make sure you put away your garbage cans if it's garbage day, because those tend to go rolling down the roads. And then as we get into Thursday, it's going to start to calm down a little bit here on the west, but winds pick up on the east side of the state for your Thursday. And then your Friday, it'll be a little breezy, but not as windy as today or tomorrow. We do have red flag warnings in effect. The west side of the state has an elevated fire threat thanks to the winds and a layer of dry air sneaking underneath those clouds. This is going to be in effect until 9 p.m. tonight. Winds are looking at 10 to 25 miles an hour, up to 40 miles an hour at times, with humidity as low as 10 to 15%. Now we talk dry weather and fire, let's talk about the precipitation. The Storm Prediction Center has issued a general thunderstorm threat for all of eastern Utah and even parts of western Utah. You can see the Wasatch Front included in that general thunderstorm threat. I do think parts of the Wasatch Front will see a thunderstorm as we get into tonight, but not everywhere, so I'm just saying it's a slight chance. Now we do have some flash flood potential today. Our national and state parks down in southern Utah are looking at mostly sunny to partly cloudy skies, but we can get a shower that rolls on through. And if a shower does roll through, then we could see flash flooding pretty quickly with the slot canyons and burn scars in that area. The low-lying areas can funnel what little precipitation is seen into one area, which can cause flash flooding very quickly. A model picks up on those showers down in southern Utah, but most of it is going to be on the east side of the state, north of I-70, Castle Country, the Uintas, the Wasatch Back getting some moisture. You can see some on the south end of the Wasatch Front as early as this evening. And then later tonight after sunset, we're going to see those showers along the Wasatch Front and up into Cache Valley, but most of it will move into southwest Wyoming at that point. And then as we get into your Thursday, we do have that cold front approaching, windy and dry conditions ahead of it. There is still a slight chance we see precipitation before that front arrives, but when the front arrives Thursday night into Friday, we are going to see an increase in that moisture. Our upper level futurecast shows we do have the windy conditions, and that's because we have a tight pressure gradient, high pressure to our east, low pressure to our west. That's funneling the wind right in between the two systems. Moisture starting to fill further in on your Thursday, but by Friday, as the system passes overhead, we are going to see the best bet for that precipitation before it lifts to the north. And on Saturday, we could still see a little bit of precipitation thanks to wraparound moisture, but it's not going to be as likely as it is on Friday. For today, temperatures are going to be in the upper 80s to low 90s on the Wasatch Front. We have 80s and 90s down in central and southern Utah. The cooler spots will be in the upper 70s and the warmer spots in the low 90s. Low 90s hang on in southern Utah for one more day, dropping into the 80s for your Thursday, Friday, and Saturday before returning to the 90s on your Sunday, but clear skies for the most part down there in St. George. The Wasatch Front will have a mix of sun and clouds for the next 7 days. Temperatures cooling down into the 70s to close out the work week. There is a slight chance of wet weather really every day this week, but Friday has the highest chance of isolated thunderstorms possible into Saturday, and then it dries on out Saturday night into Sunday, and then we have a slight chance on Tuesday as well. All right, traffic, it's not looking too bad. We have a 40-minute drive from Salt Lake to Tooele, about a 34-minute drive from Tooele to Salt Lake. Traffic is starting to increase on I-80 between the two cities, so you might want to plan a little bit of extra time, but that is pretty typical for this time of the day in that area. As we take a look at the Utah Valley, not a whole lot going on there yet as well. Traffic is most likely to pick up here in the next hour or so, but if you're leaving now, you're looking pretty good. Everything is flowing really nicely. Matt, over to you.